Tilly builds her house.
In a sunny meadow lived Tilly the turtle and Ricky the rabbit. They both decided it was time to build new homes, places where they could feel safe and sound. "I want to build a house that will last," Tilly declared with a determined glint in her eye. Ricky, always in a hurry, said, "I'll build mine quickly." He found a spot with soft, sandy soil, perfect for digging fast. Tilly smiled, knowing that haste might not be the best way. Ricky dug and dug, throwing sand everywhere. In just one day, his house was finished. "See, Tilly? Quick and easy," he boasted, admiring his sandy creation. Tilly began her work, carefully choosing stones. She cleared the ground, making sure her foundation was solid and strong. This took many days, but Tilly didn't mind. Days turned into weeks. Ricky relaxed in his sandy house, while Tilly kept building, stone by stone. "Why work so hard?" Ricky asked, shaking his head. Tilly replied, "A strong house needs a strong base. It's worth the effort to build it right." She continued to carefully stack stones, one by one. Finally, Tilly's house was complete. It was made of strong stones, fitted perfectly together. It looked solid, safe, and ready for anything. Soon, the sky turned gray, and the rain began to fall. It pattered softly at first, then grew into a heavy downpour. The wind howled, shaking the trees. Ricky's sandy house began to crumble. The rain washed away the sand, and the walls started to fall apart. "Oh no!" cried Ricky, scared and wet. Tilly watched from her strong house as Ricky struggled. The rain beat against her walls, but her house didn't budge. It stood firm and steady. Ricky ran to Tilly's house, seeking shelter. "Please, Tilly, can I come in? My house is gone," he pleaded, shivering and soaked. Tilly opened her door with a kind smile. "Of course, Ricky. Come in and get warm," she said, welcoming him inside. Inside, it was warm and dry. Tilly gave Ricky a blanket and a cup of hot tea. He sat by the fire, feeling safe and grateful. "Thank you, Tilly," Ricky said. "I see now why you took so long to build. A strong foundation makes all the difference." Tilly nodded. Building on solid ground is like building your life on what is true. It will stand firm no matter what. The storm raged on, but inside Tilly's house, they were safe and warm. Ricky learned a valuable lesson that day. When the sun finally came out, Ricky helped Tilly repair the land around her house. Together, they made it even stronger. Ricky decided to build a new house, this time with a solid foundation like Tilly's. He knew it would take time, but it would be worth it. Tilly helped Ricky choose the right stones and taught him how to build a strong foundation. They worked together, side by side. This time, Ricky's house was different. It was built on solid rock, just like Tilly's. It was strong, sturdy, and ready for any storm. Ricky and Tilly's houses stood side by side, a testament to patience and wisdom. They were ready for anything, together. And so, they lived happily ever after, always remembering the importance of building on a strong foundation. Just like Tilly and Ricky, we should build our lives on what is true and lasting, so we can weather any storm.
Ellie Elephant and the Forgiving Heart.
In the heart of the lush green savanna lived a family of elephants. Among them was Ellie, a kind and gentle elephant, and her adventurous younger brother, Toby. Toby always dreamed of exploring beyond their familiar watering hole. He imagined thrilling adventures and exciting discoveries awaiting him in the wide world. One day, Toby announced, "I'm leaving to see the world." Ellie tried to convince him to stay, but his mind was made up. With a heavy heart, Ellie watched Toby disappear over the horizon. She worried about his safety and hoped he would be all right. Toby wandered far and wide, exploring new places and meeting different animals. At first, everything was exciting and new. But soon Toby realized that life on his own was harder than he thought. He missed his family and the safety of their herd. One day, a fierce storm swept through the savannah. Toby was lost and alone, with no food or shelter. Hungry, cold, and scared, Toby thought of his warm home and loving family. He knew he had made a mistake. Toby decided to return home. He walked for many days, his heart filled with regret and hope. Meanwhile, Ellie missed Toby terribly. She often thought about him and prayed for his safe return. One afternoon, Ellie saw a familiar figure approaching. It was Toby, looking tired and worn. Ellie's first reaction was anger. "How could you leave us?" she asked, her voice trembling. Toby explained his struggles and admitted he was wrong to leave. He asked for forgiveness. Mama Elephant approached and gently reminded Ellie about the importance of forgiveness. "Just as God forgives us, we must forgive others," she said. Ellie thought about Mama Elephant's words. She realized that holding on to anger would only hurt her more. With a deep breath, Ellie looked at Toby and said, "I forgive you, Toby. Welcome home." Toby's face lit up with joy. He ran to Ellie and embraced her with his trunk. The whole herd celebrated Toby's return. They were happy to have him back safe and sound. That night, as they all slept together, Ellie felt a sense of peace and love. She knew she had done the right thing. Toby learned a valuable lesson about the importance of family and the dangers of running away. From that day on, Ellie and Toby were closer than ever. Their bond was strengthened by forgiveness and love. They understood that forgiveness wasn't always easy, but it was always the right thing to do. And so Ellie and Toby lived happily ever after, always remembering the great forgiveness that brought them back together. Remember, just like Ellie, we should all strive to have a forgiving heart and show unconditional love to those around us. The end.
Daisy's Bridge. A Tale of Forest Friends.
Once upon a time, nestled deep within a lush forest, lived many animals, but peace was scarce. Arguments and bickering filled the air, casting a shadow over the once harmonious woods. Among them was Daisy, a gentle dove with a heart full of love, and Rocco, a grumpy badger known for his stubborn ways. One sunny morning, their paths crossed near the Whispering Falls. Rocco grumbled about the noisy squirrels who kept him awake, while Daisy listened patiently, her hazel eyes filled with empathy. "Perhaps," she suggested softly, "we can find a way to understand each other." Rocco scoffed. "Understand those rambunctious rodents? Impossible." But Daisy was not deterred. She flew off to find the squirrels, her little crown gleaming in the sunlight. She wanted to know why they were always so noisy. She found them busily gathering nuts, their tiny paws working as fast as lightning. "Why all the commotion?" Daisy asked kindly. The squirrels paused, startled by her sudden appearance. "We must gather as much food as possible before winter arrives," squeaked the smallest squirrel. "We don't mean to disturb anyone." Daisy understood. She flew back to Rocco, her heart filled with newfound knowledge. "Rocco," she said gently, "the squirrels aren't trying to be noisy. They're just preparing for winter." Rocco scratched his head, his gruff exterior beginning to melt. "Winter is coming," he mumbled. "I suppose they do need to gather food." With Daisy by his side, Rocco approached the squirrels. He apologized for his grumbling and offered to help them gather nuts. The squirrels were surprised but delighted. They accepted his offer, and soon everyone was working together, laughing and sharing stories. The forest was filled with a newfound harmony. The animals learned that understanding and forgiveness could bring joy to everyone. Other animals who were feuding saw the change and asked Daisy for help. There was Freddie the fox and Barry the bear, who argued over the best fishing spot. Daisy listened to their grievances, then suggested they take turns and share the spot. Freddie and Barry tried it, and to their surprise, it worked. They even caught more fish together. Then there was Penelope the porcupine and Sammy the snake, who couldn't agree on where to find the juiciest berries. Daisy suggested they explore different areas and share their findings. They discovered even more delicious berries that way. Word spread throughout the forest. Daisy the dove was a peacemaker. Animals from far and wide sought her guidance, eager to resolve their differences and live in harmony. And Rocco, he became Daisy's most trusted friend, always ready to lend a paw and share his wisdom. The forest was now a place of laughter, cooperation, and endless friendship. All thanks to a little dove with a big heart. And so, the animals of the forest lived happily ever after, remembering the importance of peace and friendship.
Gracie's gift of grace.
In the sunny savannah lived Gracie the giraffe. Gracie was taller than all her friends, and sometimes they teased her for it. One day, Riley called, "Hey, Gracie, watch out. You're so tall. You'll knock the sun out of the sky." Gracie's heart sank, but she remembered what her mother always said: kindness is a gift you can always give. So Gracie smiled and said, "Well, Riley, if I could, I'd move the sun closer so you could get warm." Riley was surprised. He hadn't expected Gracie to be so nice. "Wow, Gracie," Riley mumbled. "I was just kidding. You're really nice. Gracie smiled even wider. I know you were, Riley. But everyone needs a little warmth, don't they? Riley looked up, a thoughtful expression on his face. Maybe you're right, Gracie. It's not so fun being mean anyway. From that day on, Riley tried to be more like Gracie, offering kindness instead of teasing. One day, Riley saw another monkey teasing a small zebra about its stripes. Riley walked over and said, "Hey, leave him alone. His stripes are what make him special." The teasing monkey looked surprised and stopped, realizing Riley was right. The small zebra smiled at Riley. "Thank you for standing up for me." Riley grinned. "It's the right thing to do. Gracie taught me that." Gracie, watching from a distance, felt a warm glow in her heart. She knew that kindness, like a ripple in a pond, could spread far and wide. Gracie decided to visit Riley and praise him for his act of kindness. "Riley, I saw what you did. That was very brave and kind," Gracie said, smiling. Riley blushed. "I just did what you would have done, Gracie." The zebra added, "Yes, you were very kind. Thank you, Riley." Together, Gracie, Riley, and the zebra became the best of friends, always looking out for each other. And that's how Gracie's gift of grace spread throughout the savannah, making it a happier place for everyone. Remember, like Gracie, you can choose kindness, even when others are unkind. Be merciful, just as your Father is merciful. Luke 6:36.
Penny's Prayer. A Penguin Promise.
Peter the penguin was always worried. He worried about the ice cracking, the fish disappearing, and the blizzards blowing. One day, a big storm came, and Peter felt more scared than ever before. He ran to Grandma Penelope, his heart pounding like a drum. "Grandma," he cried, "the storm is so scary." Grandma Penelope smiled. "Peter," she said, "I have a secret for you." "It's called prayer," she whispered. "It's like talking to God." Peter tilted his head. "Talking to God? But how?" You just close your eyes," Grandma Penelope explained, "and tell him what's in your heart." Peter closed his eyes tightly. "Dear God," he mumbled, "please make the storm stop." He opened his eyes, but the storm was still raging. He felt disappointed. Grandma Penelope chuckled. "Prayer isn't always about getting what you want right away, Peter. It's about feeling God's peace, even when things are hard." Peter closed his eyes again. This time he prayed for courage. He prayed for the other penguins to be safe. He prayed for the storm to pass, but mostly, he prayed for peace in his heart. Slowly, Peter started to feel calmer. The storm was still loud, but it didn't feel as scary anymore. He knew that even in the storm, God was with him. The next day, the storm finally stopped. Peter went outside and saw his friends. He wasn't worried anymore, even when the ice cracked a little. He knew he could always pray and feel God's peace. Now, Peter prays every day, not just when he's scared, but to say thank you. He learned that prayer is a peaceful promise. And Peter knew that God would always be there, listening with love.